What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a look at the updated kvegaskickz Reverse Grinch, the Kickwho godkiller 3.0 batch. Before we get into them, I want to remind you that this video and all the other content on my channel is for educational and entertainment purposes only. If you're new, guys, go ahead and like and subscribe. I really appreciate that. But then be sure to follow me on Instagram. You can follow me there for more detailed info on the shoes that I review. Also TikTok at kvegaskickz. Guys, I really appreciate all the support. So we're going to dive right into these Kobes. So if you follow my channel, if you followed me in a previous YouTube life, the godkiller batch is my favorite. It just is. I know a lot of people the GX batch is up and coming. There's some other batches that make colorways that we don't get from other ones, and I get that. But if a Kobe is available in the godkiller batch in a particular colorway, that's the one I'm going to go for. It's just my favorite. It is. I think it's the closest to retail. Again, that's my opinion. Go ahead and bring in their information, guys. Kickwho right there. You can see their discount code, of course, kvegas. Always good on their site, and I will have that in the description. Like I said, this is the 3.0 updated version. We will have a side-by-side with the last version here shortly to show you some of the differences. I think they made some really good improvements on this one. Looking great. So let's dive right in. You got that Kobe 6 outsole. This is one of the things that they have updated. You do have this semi-translucent look in the forefoot, solid rubber in the heel. You can see it does have the correct traction pattern now. This is one thing they changed, at least with the larger sizes. I think the smaller sizes, it may be a little bit different. These are men's 14. You do have the green Shizuku, lower traction around it, real carbon fiber. All that looks very nice. Your Cushlon midsole is in a semi-gloss. You got the Nike Zoom, the indentations, the braille, and then of course Phenomenon at your toe box, as you would expect. Going around to our medial side, this pair is very clean as far as glue residue. Not really seeing much of that, which I like. You know, that's a good thing. Definitely want to see a clean glue job, as sole separation can be an issue really with any batch. I have not experienced it personally, but I know plenty of people have. So anytime I see a clean glue job, that's good. Now, as far as the fit and comfort of these shoes, godkillers always fit me true to size. I go with my normal Kobe size on these, unless I'd say do that unless you're a wide footer. The comfort, you do get that Zoom turbo unit in the forefoot, nothing in the heel but this Cushlon, so it's exactly like the Protro setup. These felt great out of the box. Maybe not quite as stiff as the godkiller. That's one thing. Anytime I get a godkiller Kobe, in my opinion, it's a little bit stiff out of the box. Breaks in very quickly, so that's not an issue. But this one didn't quite feel like that. It felt a little bit better than my previous, versions of this shoe. Now the upper, they have made some improvements. Number one, to the gradient fade, also the scale lining, a few differences back here, and I'll set them side by side here shortly. But that is one thing I wanted to point out. The scale lining on this pair, very good, not too high or low. I think that looks great. Really good shape on the toe box. You can see that kind of gradient fade to it. You got the micro mesh upper with the polyurethane scales. Got that nice kind of pearlescent finish. Looks very nice. You do have the correct laces with the torch tongue system. You got the memory foam in the tongue. The Shizuku looks perfect, spaced out very nicely, and it's pressed in really good to the tongue. One thing the godkiller gets better than any other batch, I believe, is the shape of the tongue. You got that really nice tight spiral. Nice shape here on the ankle collar as well, nice and sleek. You can see the correct mold to your foot insole down there. I did remove it from the other shoe. Another thing they get right, the others do not, is the kind of overspray effect on the swoosh. And when I say that, some people aren't aware of what that means. So what we're talking about is this line right here around the swoosh should not be a super crisp, defined line. And you should see it should have almost like a messy look to it. And that's what this does. So they get that correct. You do have this nice kind of patent leather finish at your ankle collar. And then of course your heel counter in red. Really nice tapered shape here going up to the padding. And then of course you got your signature there in green. That looks really good. Overall shape, I think, is just perfect. They really improved that as well. And then there is a look of our medial side. Again, nice height on the scale lining. I think everything looks really nice. Let me bring in the left one, we'll look at it real quick, and then bring in the previous version to compare side by side. Everything looks good. I think the height matches up. Of course, this one, the tongue's pushed down a little bit, but height-wise back here, everything looks really nice. There's your heel counter again. Nice patent leather finish. This bright crimson really pops. Look at the scale lining on that. That is really, really good. Not too high, not too low. Medial side and your outsole. Again, you got that updated traction pattern. We'll take a look at that here in a minute. Materials, everything feels exactly like you would expect, guys. Let's get the light on here and we'll take a look at the strobe. Just your typical gray strobe, nothing out of the ordinary for a Kobe. I think you can kind of see the line there where that top-loaded zoom turbo unit starts. And then there is your size tag. These just came as per usual for a Kobe with white tissue paper, nothing else inside the box. So let me go ahead and bring in, so this is the old version here. Again, this is from Kickwho. These are the exact same size, so we should be able to get a good a shot of them. So the old version here with laced up. So I'm gonna start from the rear. I think right off the bat, you can see a pretty substantial difference there. Overall height looks better. Again, these are the same size. It's not like this is a smaller size. I'm comparing it. No, these are the exact same size. So just don't think that's an issue. The heel counter comes up a little bit further. The shape here on the padding is a little bit nicer as well, not quite as flat, which I thought they did a really good job before, but this looks even better. I think you can see what I'm talking about there. Overall height, and again, these are side by side. I mean, I'm not doing anything with the camera here, okay? So that looks good. Another thing they improved upon was this little portion right here. A lot of people were complaining this was curved in too much. I think that maybe looks a little bit better now. I'm not sure, it's always difficult on camera to be able to show the gradient fade changes. The new version, which is right here on this side, has a little bit more darker upper for the gradient fade. I think I'm trying to get you a decent shot of that side by side. Maybe that gives it to you right there. Okay, this one has a little bit more of a darker finish up towards the tongue than this one does. Okay, darker finish, more uniform red. There is some dark there, but the dark on this one is like almost up near the lace holes, whereas this one protrudes down closer to the swoosh. I think you're seeing that. Now, look at the scale lining though. Again, these have been worn, you can tell. Look how high it is there, which, I mean, I didn't think that was terrible by any stretch. I mean, I still think previously this would have been my pick for best version of this shoe, but look how high it is there compared to that. So they definitely made an improvement there, at least on my pair. I mean, obviously you want to always check your QCs, but I mean, look at that, you know, side by side, the scale lining. That's a pretty big difference. So I think they nailed it on this one. Looks much better. And then let's see. I don't know. No, that's not the best way to do it. So as far as the traction pattern updates, you can see right here, all the traction pattern was the bigger circles. You can see here on the new version, you got a lot of these little smaller circles, smaller scales all throughout. I think the rest of the shoe, as far as the traction pattern, is pretty much the same. If I remember their specs correctly that they posted on Instagram of the changes they made, I think this was the difference. So that looks much better, more close to retail. And I think that's really the primary differences. They're aesthetic, but just made them look even closer to retail. Again, they're my favorite version of this shoe, and this updated version looks great. I will be reviewing the regular Grinch and some of the other colors as well, so stay tuned for that. The box of this, of course, you get the updated Protro box with the scale pattern, the swoosh, or excuse me, the logo and the signature. Swoosh over here, branding, another swoosh, and your box label. Kobe 6 Protro, bright crimson black, men's 14 on this one. Inside you got your white tissue paper, nothing else inside the box. As per usual, box was extremely well protected in shipping. Always appreciate that. And the shoes looking really, really good. I think they did a great job on this updated version. Yeah, again, in my opinion, the best out there. I know some people will say GX, and that's fine. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, but GX they look good. They had just always fit me a little funny. Like a men's, my true size is a little bit snug, but not snug enough where I can go up a full size and then them not be too big. So the Kickwho batches just always fit me better. I think the aesthetics they are definitely improving upon. So again, in my book, my favorite. So anyway, guys, sorry for the longer video, but that is my unboxing review of this Kobe 6 Reverse Grinch, the godkiller 3.0 version. I hope that you enjoyed it and that it was helpful for you. Let me know what you think about this pair in the comments. Be sure to follow me on my other socials and be on the lookout, guys. We got a lot more of these reviews coming your way.